Hello, my name is Peter Sheldon and welcome to my screencast for Creative Media Professional Practice project. In this screencast, I'll be going through the design process of my project. For this project, I chose to create an exterior environment that is a flooded city set in the daytime. The idea behind the environment is that a flood has happened and forced people to live on the roofs of the buildings. Each building is designed around a New York style building. The main element of my environment is the camp on top of one of the building roofs, where a group of people have been using to survive. The reasons why I chose to create this environment: to push my skills as an environment and prop artist, and with the lack of experience in creating exterior environments, this gave me an opportunity to create this type of environment. Another reason why I chose this type of project is to produce a professional standard environment which will be added to my online portfolio and help me achieve my chosen career as an environment or prop artist. Also, the third reason was to improve my skills in multiple areas, these being environment design, lighting, modeling, and texturing. The final outcome of this project will be a professional standard environment piece for my online portfolio, a number of high-resolution shots of my environment, and a video fly-through showing all of the main elements of my environment. The research and idea generation of this project, I had completed a base idea and a research plan from a past project I had completed. However, I needed to research more in depth in certain areas such as model reference, texture reference, existing projects that have been completed by other artists, and certain video games that had similar environments to my project idea. Project management was conducted using the online website Trello. On this website, you can see the model image reference, model progress, and environment progress. The research part involved looking at real-life New York style buildings. This led to looking at the architecture of these buildings. Along with researching architecture, I collected a number of image references for models I was going to create, such as tables, chairs, boxes, beds, etc. Along with looking into real-life reference, I was looking into past video games. I only found a few that had similar ideas to my project, these being State of Decay 2, Division 1 and 2, and The Last of Us. These games helped my project by giving me the ideas around asset design and the overall layout of my environment. After researching into the video game Division 2, I found an environment that was similar to my project idea, and I got the chance to capture multiple in-game screenshots to allow me to use as model reference and lighting reference. The final part of the research was looking into existing projects created by artists. This led to looking at the website ArtStation, where I was able to find some artists who had done New York style buildings. This allowed me to get an idea of how I should create my buildings in my scene and what style of architecture I should use. The development of the project, I used common workflows used in the game industry today. One of these workflows was the PBR workflow I've used before in past projects. This allowed me to produce a higher quality models within a good time frame. The project idea required me to use a range of software in order to create certain assets, such as Maya for designing and unwrapping models, Marvelous Designer for the creation of fabric models, ZBrush for creating the sleeping bags, Substance Designer for the concrete texture for the building rooftops, Substance Painter for texturing my models, and Unreal Engine 4 for the creation of the environment. The base blockout I used was from a past project that aimed around the pre-production of this environment idea. This allowed me to start early on the modeling process and have a basic idea of the layout I wanted my environment to have. However, the final environment project had multiple changes but still kept certain elements of the blockout. The modeling and texturing process of the project was created using the software Maya and Substance Painter to create most of the models. The overall style of my models is a grungy, worn look to emphasize that these models have been moved around and used many times. For the buildings, I use a modular system, which is a common process used in the industry today. This system allows me to create these pieces on my buildings, which will be implemented into Unreal Engine and snapped together to create the buildings which are placed around the scene. The rest of my models use the mid-poly system to save on time management due to the amount of models needed and the deadline of the project. The roof concrete texture within the scene was created from the software Substance Designer. I chose to make this texture from scratch because of the fact I needed a high detailed texture that would be used for the floor on the main centerpiece of the project, this being the camp on top of one of the buildings. This also led to adding vertex painting to the texture within Unreal Engine 4 to add puddles on the material. These puddles split up the material and gave the floor some contrast. As well as with using Substance Designer, I use the software Marvelous Designer to create the tarps that are placed around my scene. I chose to create these in Marvelous because of the fact that this software was perfect for what I wanted the tarps to look like. Along with Marvelous Designer, I also use the software ZBrush to sculpt the sleeping bags, which were then retopologized in Maya and finally imported into the Unreal scene. The lily pads and water material in the environment was created in a past project which only during development had their values edited slightly. All of the models within the environment were based off real-life objects. The idea behind the creation of these models is that I wanted to only design objects that would be found in a New York-style city. The lighting within the environment I plan to have finished with only a small number of lights due to the fact the environment being outside. This will involve using no directional light for the main source of light and some point lights to highlight certain areas of the environment. The current fog system uses a volumetric system. This allows me to set a start distance of the fog and help blend the horizon line with the sky. I did experiment creating my own fog material, but I found that the volumetric system was the best. The fog will be slightly altered towards the end. In its current state, I feel it's not up to the standard I had aimed at this point in time for my project. The reasons why the project is at this stage is due to the scope of the project being too large. This led to needing more time spent on the project in order to make good progress on the environment. As well as the scope of the environment, the project idea that I aimed to create was too detailed, and during the development process, I felt that my overall look I wanted the environment to be was not going to be completed. This, I feel, was because of the limited time I had to create the environment and my lack of experience in certain softwares. This lack of experience in the software Marvelous Designer required me to spend more time in having to learn and design the models I wanted. This led to certain areas taking up more time in the project. However, I did feel that the modeling and texturing part of the project turned out very well and correctly showed the worn style I had aimed for this project. Also, due to the large size of the environment, it was difficult to create a priority list of what needed to be completed. This led to certain areas of the environment not being worked on for a period of time. The modular system I used on my project I felt turned out very well. It allowed me to create each building piece with ease, which were then placed together to create the buildings, which also showed the New York style I aimed for at the start of the project. I also learned new software skills from this project and have a greater understanding of environment design. The roadmap for this project includes the following: the final models to be implemented into the scene, a completed lighting system, a collection of high-resolution images, a video fly-through highlighting the main aspects of my project. My name is Peter Sheldon and thank you for watching my screencast.